Welcome to the Heavy Door Horror Podcast.
Rated R. Under 17, not admitted without parent.
All right. This is the Heavy Door Horror Podcast. My name is Heavy Door Dan Ganja Zombie, the original Babylon John, the radioactive one, formerly known to you as Claymation Caligula, Pumpkinhead's Junk in the Flesh. Coming to you on November 25th, 2025 from Hillbilly Gardens in Union City, California. On this podcast, we review and discuss horror movies from the cult and B-movie subgenres of horror, specifically focusing on trashy films from the 70s and 80s, and who knows, maybe even a flick from the early 90s here and there. And format change to be announced. This week's movie, we are covering 1985's Fright Night. And before we get into the movie, let's go around the padded room for our safety and introduce the regulators, starting with the one and only
Eddie, can you blow us bubbles so we can breathe underwater?
I swear I'm gonna take it off the soundboard. I promise.
You better not, Danny. You better not.
Eddie, how's it going, man? How you doing?
The answer is still no.
It's one day. Someday we'll get our wish.
Yeah.
What's happening, though, Eddie?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. It's been pretty chill so far. It's cold as chill, literally. Like it's been cold as shit, man. I'm still wearing my jacket right now. Like I'm like, whatever, it's fucking. I'm gonna stay warm. But other than that, I think it's fitting for the season. So, with that being said, welcome everybody to the podcast. Let's get it on.
Sure. All right. Let's move it on down the line.
Eddie!
What's happening, Eric? How you doing, man?
Oh, just ready to talk about this classic movie. Doing well. Thank you for asking.
All right.
How are you doing? How are you doing, Danny?
Oh, nobody cares.
Now, Kim, what do you have to say for yourself?
How you doing there, Kim Him?
I'm good. Another day, another dollar.
What?
Coming at you from the Bay Area, California.
You're not getting paid. You're not getting paid for this, Kim.
Make that be holler.
Maybe one day we might be getting paid for this.
One day. Yeah. Hey, man. You never know. Yeah, you never know.
Well, every day we wake up in California, it's another $100.
Yeah, you never know, man. Anything is possible.
Thanks for waking up in California.
All right. I'm doing good. Back at it. Work sucks. Same old. This is the highlight of my week, and here we go. All right. Well, let's get into 1985's Fright Night. I'm very familiar with this film. Let's see. So let's check it out here. Rotten Tomatoes gives us 83%. From 66 critic reviews, and the people give it a 77% with over 50,000 people feeling they needed to chime in and let the world know how they felt about this film.
Dang, 50K?
Dude, that's a lot of people with a lot of time to waste, right? I bet you at least 35,000 of those people were at work. So let's see. IMDb gives us a 7.1 out of 10 with 87,000 ratings. So that's user rating. So there you go. There's a lot of people talking about this movie online. I mean, it's an old classic, so it kind of makes sense. Let's see. Metacritic gives this a 62 out of 100, which is not bad based on 3 major critic reviews. And then the general users, generally favorable at 7.2 out of 100. Out of 10. And that's for only 59 people on Metacritic took the time to tell the world how they felt about this film. 1985's Fright Night. So here we go. The scene. So we got the movie opens up with Columbia Pictures, a legitimate movie, from a big movie house. And we have a wolf howling as we see the full moon rising. And we hear the movie audio, and somebody on the TV says something about veranda. And as the camera is basically kind of moving in and around the house, and we hear kissing coming from the TV, and this woman says to the man, "Lay your head on my breast," and then we see the TV screen, and basically what it is a horror movie that's taking place on the television, and we see one of our stars of the film, if you will. I refer to him as Vincent Half Price. But he is known in the movie as Peter Vincent, the vampire killer.
That's pretty good, though. I like the half price.
Yeah, half price. Yeah. And basically, in the scene, he's saying, keep away, and he's basically fighting off a vampire as he is a vampire killer. And as we pan away from the TV and across the room, we see Charlie and what is her name? Is it Amy? Right? Yeah.
Amy.
Yeah.
And I immediately wrote down, holy shit, it's Marcy Darcy.
Oh, billion.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
From,
1,000 times.
from
Yeah.
Married with Children.
1,000 times. Yeah.
Amanda Burst. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Marcy Darcy. Let's see. So Charlie's getting it on with Marcy on the bed, trying to cop a feel, and at this point, she slaps Charlie's hand and says, "Charlie, stop it." And as we pan back to the TV, we see that what's on the TV is a show, I guess, called Fright Night.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not a movie, but a TV show.
Hosted by Vincent Half Price.
Vincent Half Price, yeah. So Fright Night's on the TV, and so Charlie says, "Jesus, Amy, give me a break," and then he even takes it so far as to call her a tease, right?
Yeah, and he's like, "We've been going together for a year, and I haven't even seen a boob yet." And
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, and then he looks away, and then looks back, and all of a sudden she's like, "Okay, let's get in bed." I'm just like, "What the fuck," right?
Yeah, she was hot to trot at that point.
All of a sudden, she's like, "Okay, fine, let's just have full-on sex." You know what?
Yep.
I don't want you to cop a feel, but let's just have full-on sex.
Well, hey, relations.
Yeah, it says relations, yeah. So she's basically standing there like presenting to him, and he's too busy looking out the window as he sees the neighbors bringing a coffin into the house.
He's a fucking asshole. The guy could have gotten laid right then and there, and he's too busy to realize what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
window watching.
Yeah, if I saw my neighbor, if I was in the middle of that and I saw my neighbors dragging a dead body in the house, it could wait like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, it can wait. Exactly. That dead body's still going to be there.
It'll still be there. It's not going anywhere. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know what wasn't there was Marcy Darcy. She fucking buttoned back up and was gone.
You done fucking blew the whole shit.
You're a fucking asshole.
So fucking the neighbors are carrying a coffin they take it directly into the basement. At this point, Amy's upset with Charlie because he's not paying attention, and she walks out. Charlie follows her out, and they're headed downstairs fighting, and all of a sudden, Mom's there. They were about to get it on, and Mom's like downstairs watching fucking 8 Is Enough or whatever the fuck it is.
It's the 80s, man.
No doubt, man.
The 80s.
So, and then she says, "What, are you guys having a lover's spat?" Right?
Yeah.
And she's like, "Good." And then so Amy says, "Good night, Charlie. See you tomorrow." And Charlie's like distracted, right? I think he's still kind of checking out what's going on at the neighbor's house, right?
He's fully enthralled. I mean, bam. He's got fucking tunnel vision to this house next door.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah. The people next door. He's looking at the people next door, the new owners. Meanwhile, on the news, there's a man. One of the news anchors is talking about how there was a murder.
Correct.
So scene. Now we're at the school, and we meet Evil Ed, or Ed, but we call him Evil.
Hey, he does, and as we learned, he's stop calling me evil.
Yeah.
For some reason, he doesn't like it.
He doesn't like being called evil. They call him evil, and I immediately thought he was kind of annoying, to be honest with you. And I was like, right, I remember this dude being obnoxious. Yeah. But that's what he's supposed to be. Yeah,
it's written that way, and he plays it well.
Yeah. So, scene. Next thing you know, we see some fucked up Mustang, right? So that's Charlie's Mustang. He had a no. So the Mustang shows up, and we see some long legs come out of a cab, right?
So I wrote down, so she's smoking a cigarette, and I was like, who is this lady? Because she looks like a prostitute or whatever, and she is credited just as Hooker.
Oh,
just as Hooker.
Fair enough.
I actually have later on. I actually do have a name.
Okay.
So Charlie pulls up in his fucked up. So does Charlie's fucked up blue Mustang, right?
Yeah, but that's like a 1967 Mustang. I mean,
but it just needs a paint job. Yeah, exactly.
Cars worth some now.
And so, like I said,
the cars were back in the 80s. Slapping them up.
Yeah. So the car shows up. The gal with the long legs jumps out, and she asks Charlie, "Is this number da da da?" And Charlie says, "No, that's the house next door," pointing at the house where the new neighbors moved in. Next thing you know, Charlie's upstairs studying. I guess it's later on in the evening, and all of a sudden he hears a scream. Big, loud scream.
Yeah, it was pretty prominent, that scream.
Yeah.
The whole neighborhood would have heard it,
Yeah. So all flash down to now we're at dinner with Amy and Charlie, and they're arguing, saying it was my fault, and he's saying I love you, and something about, and then doesn't Ed step in and say no fighting or whatever, right?
Some shit like that. Yeah, they're at like their local fucking fast food or
fast food. Yeah, yeah. And there's a TV in the background again talking about how there's been a second murder.
Yeah.
And then Charlie notices, right, that oh no, maybe Charlie doesn't notice, but they show the chick on the TV that was murdered as the chick that had gotten out of the cab.
Yeah, it was our said hooker broad that they flash her photo on.
They show,
on the screen.
And at this point, Ed even says, "Oh, second in 2 days," and he says something about how they found them with their heads chopped off, and Ed starts laughing.
Starts maniacally laughing.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Yeah.
And at this point, again, now he is fixated on the TV report.
He is.
And Marcy Darcy, is trying to talk to him.
Yeah.
And he's paying her no attention.
No attention at all.
And I believe this is where she picks up her sloppy Joe and throws it in his face.
Right. Yeah.
In his face.
Yeah, so, right, exactly. Charlie gets something, well, okay, I put something smashed in his face. I think I rewound it twice, and I couldn't figure out what it was, and I was like, I don't know.
Pretty sure it was a sloppy Joe.
Okay,
Yeah,
there you go. Okay, I get you. So now they're back at the house, and Charlie's getting a little nosy.
Is he ever?
Yeah, he's like snooping around the house at this point, right? And he sees the painter. Yeah. He sees the painter inside. What's the guy's name? Billy, right?
Yeah. It's like
Billy.
Said person's caretaker.
Yeah, the painter inside sees Charlie, and he's painting over the window. He's painting black paint over the windows. Mm-hmm. And at this point, Charlie goes and decides he's going to try to open up their cellar door. It's like, what are you fucking doing, bro? I don't think that's legal. Again,
it's the 80s though.
I guess, man. So Charlie's over there, and then the fucking homeboy that was in the house all of a sudden jumps out, like, what the fuck are you doing, right? Mm-hmm. And he's like, I'm doing nothing, and the guy's like, yeah, well, let's just hope it stays that way. Mm-hmm. And fucking Charlie takes off, right? So now Charlie's in his room with some binoculars. Charlie needs to go get some Marcy Darcy's, which he needs.
And you know what I felt like every time they show him in his room, kind of spying next door, and he gets binoculars. I was like, oh, this is like Rear Window.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, there was another movie too. I forgot. I'll remember later. There's another movie that was just like that. It's a modern ripoff of that movie.
Rear Window. Yeah.
So Charlie, he's in the window with the binoculars and the horror. And then he sits down as a horror movie on the TV, and he's wearing this super ugly ass sweater. You see that sweater he was wearing? Very 80s, very 80s.
And Grandma probably bought it for him,
Yeah. And he falls asleep, right? And he's woken up to see a man and a woman. So he wakes up and he's looking out his window into the window of the house next door where the people just moved in, and he sees a man and a woman there, and they're basically in a room like about to kind of get freaky, and their lights are all on. It's like all lit up like a fucking stage show, like they don't need any privacy whatsoever.
Isn't that how you do it?
Yeah, it's fucking weird, man. People are weird. But Charlie's like, oh, he gets a little like, oh, I kind of likey,
He's starting to swell. He's starting to swell up for sure.
Yeah. And as he's over there, and this is when we get boobs, right? And
boobs,
tomatoes, holy tomatoes, and so Charlie likey, once the boobs come out, Charlie's like, I don't give a fuck about what's going on over there. I just like what's going on right now. And all of a sudden, the man in the window with the gal shows off some nice big fat vampire teeth, and he's getting
and he's got really long fingers.
Yeah, and he's got the long creepy fingers. Yeah. The long fingers, long fingernails. And he's getting ready to bite her, and then all of a sudden he senses and sees Charlie, and looks out the window, looks straight at Charlie. Busted.
Yep. Dead at him.
And this is when I wrote down. I said, "Holy shit." It's Prince Humperdinck from fucking The Princess Bride. He's our vampire.
He was also in Child's Play.
Was he Child's Play?
Yeah, he was a detective.
The first one. Yeah.
I remember the Humperdinck thing. I don't remember. That's what. Hold on.
Also, kind of weird that he was sitting in a chair, just looking out the window like it was a TV show.
Yeah. He's getting ready to grease it up. Is what he's trying to do. Speaking of Humperdinck.
That's what she said.
So let's see. So yeah, he pulls the blinds closed with his long, crazy nails, right? And at some point, like he goes running through the house, like "Wake up, mom! Wake up, mom!" And we see the helper outside is now pulls up in a Jeep, and he's putting a dead body in the Jeep. Billy. Let's not call him the helper or the painter anymore. His name is Billy. And Billy pulls up with a Jeep and throws a dead body in the Jeep. And see, and at some point we're on top of the house, and we get what I call Fright Night vision, right? It swoops down over the whole scene with Charlie and the Billy throwing the body in the van and the Jeep and all that stuff.
And you kind of hear like a winged animal.
Yeah, we hear exactly. We basically on the roof we sense someone taking flight, and we hear wings.
Right.
And that's what, like I said, that's when we get Fright Night vision, which I will add to the list. And Charlie's hidden in the trees.
He's in the fucking bushes, like the edges. Yeah.
He's fucking hiding, and Mom comes out, and the dude, and then fucking. So this is daytime at this point, right? And
it's still nighttime.
It's still dark
right?
out. Okay, and fucking Mom comes out, and Jerry, who we find out is the new neighbor, and his assistant Billy are outside, and they're all looking around, and Mom comes out and is like kind of looking at everybody. And at some point, dude sees Charlie in the trees and throws an apple. Right, Jerry throws an apple at him. Right?
Like a half apple at him, so he can go and pick. So he has a reason to go over there and pick something up.
Yeah. And at this point, Charlie just gives up the ghost and just takes off running to the house like a punk ass. He's fucking so goddamn stupid, man. So at this point, we're in the house, right? Or we're in the house, and they're having hot cocoa. Or she's offering Charlie hot cocoa, and he says, "Mom,"
to calm him down because he's freaking out. He's like, I've seen 3 dead bodies come out of that, or whatever, 2 dead bodies come out.
Yeah, he says, "Mom, I'm not sick," and he says something about fangs and bats, and he says he's a vampire, and she's like, "A what?" And it's just like, let's see.
And she doesn't believe him, of course. And,
And then, and Amy said, and then so now we switch, and now Charlie's talking to Amy, and Amy says, "Oh, what?" And she's like, "If you go talking like that, the police are going to lock you up, right?" So now we're in front of the house with the cop, and basically what we're supposed to understand here is that Charlie has called the cops on the new neighbors.
I believe this detective. The black detective that he brings over to the house was a air traffic controller in Die Hard 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Now, if that's true, that's a deep cut, man. Let's see.
That's just what she said. And the detective's name was Detective Lennox.
Okay. So, what's his name?
Detective Lennox.
Yeah, okay.
And it's the same guy from Die Hard 2. The actor's name is Art Evans.
Wow, okay. All right. So they go, he's in front of the house with the cops. They go and knock on the door. And is it Billy that answers the door?
Yeah, it is.
Says, "Can we come in?" And they're like, and he's like, "Sure." So Billy lets the police officer and Charlie into the house, and he's looking around. Says, "Nice place," and I don't know. Billy responds somehow, and Charlie jumps in and says, "That's a lie."
Oh yeah, he said Billy. Not Billy. Charlie is accusing Billy. He's like, he was carrying a fucking body out last night. It's weird. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, can we take a look around?"
Yeah.
And Billy's like, "Sure, go ahead." Yeah. And then Charlie chimes in, "I want to go down to the basement and see what's down there." And then he accuses. He said that's when he says, there's a vampire down there. And that's when the detective was like, "Get the fuck out of here! I ain't taking none of that. I ain't. I'm sorry, sir. We're leaving. I'm sorry we wasted your time."
Yeah. Billy says basically I took out a body. No, this is trash.
Yeah.
And then they even asked, "Did you see a body?" And he says, "No." Right. And and he says, "I want to go down the basement." He's like, "What's down there?" There's a coffin. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're all laughing at Charlie, and the cop drags Charlie out of the house, and he's like, Jerry Dandridge is a vampire. And the cop's like, man, you need to find something better to do with your time, homie.
Yeah, he basically tells me, if you come at me with this bullshit again, I'm going to lock your ass up.
just like Amy told him they would, right?
That's right.
And, so the cop takes off, and Charlie gets a dirty look from Billy, and he checks his watch, and he jumps in his Mustang to go to Ed's house. To tell Ed about the vampire, basically, right? He tells Ed about the vamp, and now they're at Ed's house. He tells Ed about the vampire. Ed laughs, and it's when he says, "Very funny, Brewster." and then Charlie says something about no evil, this, that, and the other thing, and he says, "Don't call me evil."
Oh, that's when he got mad when we found out he didn't like the name Evil.
Yeah. And then there's something that happens here about $8. I wrote down $8. What was it?
Oh yeah, so Charlie is like, I need your help.
Yeah.
Because apparently Ed knows about vampires,
right?
And shit like that. And he's like, well, what can I do? He's like, get yourself some garlic, man, and you need some crosses, and he's like, well, how much money? Before he tells him all that, he hits him up by how much money you got.
Yeah, how much money?
Like, I got $8.
Yeah, $8. That's right. And then he goes, Charlie, Ed even is, well, when do you expect me to attack? And then, like you said, get a cross, garlic, holy water. And then the one thing he finishes off with is they can't come into your house without permission.
Which is a big vampire lore thing. If you don't invite, they're not welcome if you don't invite them in.
100%. Now we're back at Charlie's house. Oh no, we're back at Charlie's house, right? And he's nailing the window shut, right?
Yeah, he's trying to prepare because he feels that they know that he knows
that they're coming for him.
They're coming for him. Yeah.
And he hears his mom go, "Charlie, come downstairs." And Charlie comes downstairs, and there's Jerry right there in his living room. Apparently, apparently, fucking mom gave him permission to come in the house.
Well, and I believe, earlier in the movie when his mom and Charlie are interacting, so apparently Charlie's dad must be either dead or gone or something.
Yeah, right.
Like, oh, it'd be nice if it's a nice man that moves in next door.
Yeah.
She's hot to trot, man. She's looking. She's out there.
Sure.
There. Yeah.
It's the 80s. It's the 80s. She's single, man. Right? Let's see where are we at here. So, $8. I don't know what I did here. And Jerry's just standing there all fucking smug, like, "Hello, Charlie," and he fucking reaches out and shakes his hand. And his mom immediately says, "I invited him." And fucking Charlie says, "Why?" And what was it? And then basically, so now Jerry's like, "Yeah, your mom was gracious enough to let me in, and so now I'm just, with her permission, I'm going to come by kind of more often, whenever I kind of feel like it.
I might be here whenever I want, with your mom's permission, of course."
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And then,
so he's fucked. He's in
the
house now.
The one thing that was protecting him has just gone out the window.
It's gone.
And then he says, "I might come by anytime I feel like it." And mom's like, "Anytime, man. You come on by." Mom's horny, right? Yeah.
She's looking for that D, man.
Yeah. And so Charlie starts backing out of the room, and he says, "I got to get back to my trig. He's got to get back to studying. He needs an excuse to get out of the room, basically." See you soon, Charlie. Fucking again, Jerry is very smug. Very smug.
Oh yeah.
So now what? Jerry's sleeping and he wakes up to noises around the house and upstairs.
Charlie.
I mean, what did I say? Oh,
you
Jerry.
Said Jerry. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Charlie's. So now Charlie's in his room. He wakes up. He was sleeping. Wakes up, and he hears noises and like creaking and shit, like around the house and up. He thinks up on the up on the roof.
Up on the roof. And don't we get another TerraVision, or not TerraVision, but Fright Night Vision?
I might have put it in here. Now he's walking around the house with the cross, and he goes down the stairs and he hears squeaking, and it turns out it's like a tree scratching on the window, right?
Yeah. Well, but yeah.
So we see Jerry in. So now we see Jerry in Mom's room.
And of course she sleeps in like a typical '80s like nightgown type. With a fucking face mask and shit.
Yeah, totally. So stupid, yeah. So Where are we at here? So now Jerry's in Mom's room, and as he goes in, he breaks the door behind him so you can't open it or whatever, right? And so after he leaves Mom's room, then he sneaks into Charlie's room, right? And he breaks the door so that Mom's stuck in her room, and he goes into Charlie's room. And then Charlie comes, so Charlie walks into his room, and Jerry just kind of walks up behind him, right?
Yeah, because he was like in the closet.
Yeah, okay.
Like Tom Cruise or John Travolta hiding in the closet.
Here we go again. I want to write that down as something to edit, but I'm not going to. I don't approve, but I'm comfortable with it. Let's see. So where we go? I got stuck. He comes out of the closet. Charlie spins around, and Jerry grabs him by the neck and throws him across the room. Now Charlie's...
He fucks him up good.
He fucks him up pretty good, yeah, for sure. He tosses him across the room again, and Charlie ends up in the closet, right? And he grabs him by the neck again, and he basically tells him, "You deserve to die," right? And he tells Charlie, "You have a choice. You can either you can forget about me," right? And as he's talking, Charlie pulls the cross, and Jerry pushes it away.
Yeah.
Right. And but Jerry does get kind of a little freaked out by Charlie's cross.
Sure. Yeah. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But Jerry's so powerful and Charlie's not, that he's able to kind of fend it off.
Yeah. And then so he opens the window, and he pushes.
He's gonna toss his ass out the second floor window.
Yeah. He gets ready to push Charlie out the window, and we see Amy's picture fall. And Amy's picture in the whole melee, Amy's picture's knocked out the window as Charlie's kind of hanging there, and Amy's picture falls down and is pierced by the
the fence.
Yeah, by the fence post. That was pretty awesome.
Good. That was pretty awesome. That was pretty
good. And at this point, Charlie, trying to fend for his life, stabs Jerry in the hand with a pen, and Jerry
it's a pencil. I mean,
is that what it is?
It's a pencil. That's why it hurt. That's why it hurts. That's why it hurts Jerry.
That's why you're the That's why you're the co-host.
Damn right. That's why I get paid the big bucks.
That's right. So at this point, Jerry steps back and starts spinning. Right. I was like, what the fuck? That was a weird one, man. He starts doing this weird James Brown, Michael Jackson thing, right? He's like, and he steps back and just starts spinning in place. Very, very strange. And he's screaming, and he pulls the pen out, and he immediately looks rough. He's looking bad.
Pencil.
Sorry, damn it.
Get your shit together, Danny.
Pencil out of his hand, and he immediately looks like shit.
Yeah.
You could tell he's already like, this shit, I gotta get the fuck out of here, right? Yeah. And at this point, we hear Mom banging on the door, like, how come the door's locked? How come I can't get in? And Jerry doesn't really know what to do. He's a little torn about, he decides not to continue, and Jerry walks out of the room. Meanwhile, Mom is whining about the door's stuck. Mom manages to get the door open, I believe.
She's still locked in her bedroom because Jerry fucked the door jam up and all that shit.
But Mom manages to get the door open.
I think Charlie goes and opens it.
Oh, does
Jerry? Yeah, because after he stabs Jerry in the hand, with the pencil, Jerry goes bails. Okay. Eventually, he bails,
and Charlie goes and busts the door open.
Yeah.
And she says, "I had a nightmare," and he says, "Me too," right, or vice versa, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And we hear crashing outside and a bunch of raccoons or whatever, making noise kind of thing. That's what it is. They hear crashing outside, and I think his mom says, "Oh, it's just raccoons or whatever." And she says, "Do you want a Valium?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, okay."
You put your hand up, Danny.
Yes, no problem. I'll take a couple of those motherfuckers. And he says, "Good night, Mom," right? And so we're back in the room, and he's watching another vampire movie, or he's watching Fright Night. I guess that's his jam. He watches that show, Fright Night.
It's like Creep Show, whatever they play that night.
Whatever, yeah. So he's back in his room watching that, and then the phone rings.
It does.
He just out of nowhere, the phone rings. He picks up the phone, and he's just sitting there holding the receiver to his head. And you hear, "I know you're there, Charlie." And he looks out his window, and he sees Jerry standing in the window. And he says, "You started this. I destroyed your car."
That's what the crashing was.
That's what the noise was. Yeah.
He fucking just annihilated that old Mustang.
He says, "I destroyed your car. Nothing's compared to what I'm going to do to you tomorrow night." And Charlie sees Vincent Halfprice on the TV, and Vincent Half Price says, "Watch me kill vampires," and somebody says, "Go Peter" or whatever. I don't know. And
remember his name is Peter Vincent. So,
but who says "Go Peter"? Is that in the movie?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I think it might have been Charlie. But and then we see Half Price stake to the heart on the TV screen and cutscene. Let's go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to the Heavy Door Horror Podcast. It's about fucking time.
All right, and we're back. So basically, at this point, Jerry has declared war on Charlie.
Indeed, he has.
Yeah, it's pretty much what's happening at this point.
Hey, and you know what? He gave him a way out, but then Jerry stabbed him with that pencil. So now it's on.
Yeah, for sure. So next thing you know, apparently, the one thing that I thought was pretty wild was how he knew exactly where to find Vincent Half Price, because the next thing we know, Charlie's like at fucking Paramount Studios or whatever, fucking at some movie lot, and he finds Vincent Half Price. There he is.
Yeah.
He was like walking to his car, and he's like, Mr. Vincent. I need to talk to you. I have a vampire living next to me.
Yeah. and he's asking Half Price, like, were you serious about believing in vampires and all that, right? And he says, of course, right? And he says, unfortunately, I was fired because apparently now kids nowadays all they want to see is slashers. Message, but anyway. What I forget said something about so he says, okay, well that's nice, but so anyway, I have a vampire living next door to me. And he's like, no, really, and Charlie's like, no, seriously, because Half Price is not really buying this shit. And he's like, no, you have to believe me. And the kid, and so basically Half Price kind of leans in and says, I lied about believing, right? And he's kind of
he's a fucking actor.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a fucking actor.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, you're taking this too seriously.
I'm not Van Helsing.
Yeah, he's like,
he's like, this is just my bit. Like, this is
just how I pay the bills, man. Yeah, and Charlie's like, no, dude, he's gonna kill me. And Half Price is like, dude, I don't have nothing for you. And basically, he gets in his car, right, and drives away, or he gets in.
I wrote the same thing after the cop and after he texted Mr. Vincent or Half Price the first time. Doesn't want to hear it. It doesn't want to hear anything about it. He's like, go fuck yourself. Get the fuck away from me. I don't believe you.
Yeah. Yeah, so that whole thing about trying to go recruit the vampire killer didn't pan out. So now we're back at Charlie's, and Ed and Amy walk in, and Charlie has a seance going on in his room.
He's got like maybe 500 candles lit, and fucking crosses and all kinds of shit.
I think I would have had Ed leave and been like, Amy, come have a seat. But they're like, they ask him like, what the fuck are you doing? And he says, self-defense. Right? And he says, he's like kind of almost like pointing over at Jerry's house. He's like, I'm gonna go kill him as soon as his buddy leaves. Right? And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, and then doesn't Ed's like, first of all, you can't kill a vampire, Brewster, because they're already dead, right? And Ed says it's like Fright Night. And on the TV, we see another dead body has been announced by the local news. And at some point, they're telling him, well, if you're going to go, don't go alone. And they said, don't they say, what about that Vincent Half Price guy?
Yeah, I think they mentioned. Yeah, they bring him up
because he's on the TV, right? And they're like, "What about this ding dong?" And he's like, "Oh, I already ran over to Paramount Studios. He's not interested." I was just like, "What the fuck, right?"
And actually, I guess it would be Columbia Studios.
It's Columbia. Yeah. Okay. Right. That's right.
Yeah.
So and then so they're like, "Look, just don't go over there. Let us go talk to him because we know where he lives, apparently." Right?
Yeah, so, how the fuck do they know
where does all this information come from, right? So they're like,
it's not important.
They're like, let us go check out Half Price again. Let us talk to him. We'll be back. Right? And apparently I wrote down, apparently everybody knows where to find Half Price.
Yeah.
So now we're in Half Price's house. And he's got an eviction notice that he's perusing.
Yeah.
Things are not
he's not doing well.
Things aren't looking good,
life is not going the way he fucking thought it was.
So Amy shows up at his fucking house unannounced. And it's like, can we talk? And he's like, we'll come right in, right? And and at some point, Ed and Amy go into the house and they're talking, and Half Price walks into his bathroom and comes back out putting on a Hugh Hefner robe, right?
Yeah, smoking jacket, something.
And fucking Half Price changes into Hugh Hefner. And he remembers Charlie, and he says, yeah, he's insane. I think your friend's fucking crazy, right? Somebody says something about, maybe Charlie just needs a doctor or something, right? And so he says something about how, and so Half Price starts talking about how now I have a new role and how he quit fucking Fright Night and all this bullshit. Basically make it sound like, he's the man or whatever, and that he doesn't have time for Charlie's nonsense because he's got a new job and he just quit his old job and he's got to move on. And Amy says, I'll give you $500. And Half Price says, I'll take it.
Yeah, without hesitation. This motherfucker was like, oh, yep, okay, I'm in.
Yeah, without hesitation.
I'm in.
And then at some point, Evil Ed references a movie called Orgy of the Damned, which I thought was pretty funny. And you see Half Price just kind of tilt his head back and fondly remembers Orgy of the Damned, which I thought was kind of funny. And he says he's still
probably some fond memories.
Yeah, right, exactly. Well, it was an orgy. And he says something about he still has a prop or whatever. Anyway.
Oh, and he's got the prop pistol.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Well.
So, scene now, the phone rings, and I guess we're at Jerry's house because Jerry's helper Billy answers the phone, and he says, "It's for you, Jerry," and
it's Amy talking to him, isn't it? I think Amy calls Jerry like, "Hey, our buddy."
No, isn't it Vincent Price? Half Price? Basically, Half Price. I assume Half Price was calling to say, "Look, we just need to dispel his concerns. We're going to go over there and pretend a few things. Just go along with it, and he'll leave you alone." That's kind of the gist, right?
I believe you're correct.
Yeah, and Jerry's like, so no crosses, and he says something about it because I was recently reborn or whatever. I don't know. Yeah. And it's in the holy water, and he says, oh, but it'll just be tap water. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Tomorrow at 6. Sounds good. So the plan is set. So scene, we show up at the Half Price shows up at the house. Creepy fucking looking house that always has a nice little bank of fog around it. I love this.
Yeah, there's a lot of mist and fog going on.
Yeah, I fucking love that whole. Yeah. I'd like to have something like that around my house. Like if you came down my block, you couldn't quite see my patio because there'd just be mist right there. I think that.
And it just stays in front of your place.
Just in front of my porch. Yeah, that'd be fucking neat. Yeah. So let's see. So it's a pretty fucking creepy house.
And yeah, they grab Charlie, and so all four of them now are going over to Jerry's house.
Is it 3 of them?
Oh, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. So Ed, Amy, Charlie, and Half Price. Creepy house, and Charlie's going on about I know he's a vampire, and Half Price is just like, look, dude, we got holy water here. He's gonna drink it, and we'll know. We'll know what's up, right? And
yeah, because Jerry's agreed to this meeting.
Yeah,
to dispel Charlie's fucking.
And they're gonna pretend, and Charlie will get over his fixation with the fact that Jerry's a vampire. So the door swings open, and it's Billy, Mr. Vincent, and Billy Cole, and come on in. So at some point, Jerry comes down. And a little Jerry's got like this turtleneck going on, right? He's looking suave, man.
He's looking pretty good. I mean,
dude, I'm telling you, man, he's looking very dapper, dude. It's like we're not going to do a GQ shoot, homeboy. There's just, it's like relax, dude.
Just a quick little meeting.
He's the undead, though.
Dude, he looking he's decked out. He looks like he's going to prom or some shit. So Jerry comes down and he meets Half Price. I've seen all your films. And what does he say? He says, who are these two attractive young people? And he's talking to Amy. And Ed. And one thing we forgot to mention was earlier in the movie when Charlie was first in Jerry's house, he sees a painting of a woman that looks like Amy.
Almost, yeah. I mean, could have been her in like the 17 or 18.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Who are these attractive young people? Jerry is taken by Amy. He approaches her, introduces himself, kisses her hand. He says he's charmed. At some point,
and she's into it.
She's mesmerized. She's mesmerized. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. And excuse the mess. And at some point, Charlie just butts in and says, "Where's the coffin?" He's giving the holy water.
Yeah, he's got one speed.
He's like, fucking, give him the holy water. Yeah. And fucking Half Price is like, don't be rude, Charlie. Fucking settle down. And he's like, no problem, man. Where is it, huh? And he's like, I got the fucking holy water right here, Charlie. You got to relax. Father Scanlon blessed it himself. And he even says it in an Irish accent. Father Scanlon blessed it himself. Blessed it himself.
Blessed himself, yes, he did.
And he hands it off to Jerry, and Jerry takes a look at it and bottoms up, takes it, drinks it down. Nothing to see.
Nothing happened.
Kind of looks at everybody, and they all look at Charlie like, satisfied, ding dong? And they basically say, are you convinced yet? Yeah, he says, "Are you convinced yet?" And Charlie's like, "It can't be."
Well, in his defense,
he right.
Fucking, Jerry turned into a vampire in front of him.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And Charlie's like, "It can't be. It wasn't blessed." And at this point, Half Price is like, "Are you calling me a liar, right?" And then he starts like, have him touch the cross, have him touch the cross. Like, Charlie's fucking freaking out. And they're like, Charlie, stop it. I'm surprised somebody didn't slap him. You know what I mean? Just like, fucking get a hold of yourself, ding dong.
Hey, but he busts out the cross, and then
you
see, like, Jerry start to cower.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jerry, stop it, Charlie. And somebody says something. Vincent Half Price says, you wouldn't want to cause your friends any more pain, right? And he's like, convinced, yeah, right, or whatever, right? And Paul is staring down Charlie, and Half Price does not see Jerry's and at this point, Half Price is just trying to leave, and get Charlie out of there.
Yeah, he's gotten his $500.
Yeah, and he drank the holy water, the whole 9 yards. And as Half Price is leaving, he goes to get a cigarette or something out of his case, which has a mirror inside of it. And this is when Half Price notices that Jerry doesn't have reflection, and he shudders a little and drops the case, and the mirror breaks it.
Oh, he's big time shook.
Yeah. And he doesn't, he doesn't really play it off very well either.
No, he doesn't.
He just practically leaves the kids. He's just like, fuck off.
I mean, he sees no reflection, and he can't get to that door fast enough.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, and they're like, "Are you okay? Why are you shaking?" And then Charlie's like, "You saw something," and then this is when Half Price says I did not see his reflection.
Right, and when they get outside to the sidewalk.
And that's the last thing he says is he hits the gas and drives away.
Yeah, he's gone. He got in his car and
so Half Price
in his early 80s or late 70s diesel Mercedes or whatever the fuck he's driving.
Yeah, totally, 100%. And at this point, so we have Ed, Amy, and Charlie are outside of the house. They don't know basically at this point what to do. And Ed's like, well, I'm going home, and Charlie says, no, first we take Amy home.
Yeah.
So let's see where we at.
But then they flash back. They scene back to inside the house, and Jerry and what's his Billy are talking, and this is where fucking Jerry sees a shard of the broken mirror.
Yeah, Jerry steps on. Jerry steps on the. Yeah, he steps on the glass and says, "I think we still." Basically, he says, "Billy, I think we still have a problem."
No, we got a problem.
Yeah. So let's see. So basically, Ed, Amy, and Charlie are headed to Amy's house to drop her off at home. And I should have done this during the break. Ed's talking about a shortcut, and Charlie's like, no way, man, we're staying where the streets are lit. And fucking Evil Ed's just kind of like, fuck you, Charlie, I'm not scared. And he's getting ready to take off, and Charlie's going to talk him out of it, and Amy's like, let him go, fuck him.
Yeah.
And this is where I wrote down, where the fuck do they live? Because now these alleys and streets that they're walking down don't look like really, they were living.
Well, I mean, at this
oh
is.
my gosh, yeah, it's so weird. I noticed that too.
Like, are they in New York City now?
It's like a sound. It's like a sound stage, just a generic.
The next minute they're like downtown.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I felt. Like,
fucking Amy lives hella far away.
Shit.
So basically, fuck you, Charlie, and Ed takes off. To let him go, they start walking. All of a sudden, we hear Ed screaming, and they're like, "Oh, he's faking. He's being a dick, right?" And you hear fucking Evil Ed out and off in the distance, "Kill me, Charlie, kill me," and I'll give you a hickey or something like that, right? And,
oh no, yeah, no. So that scene, it's like basically, he walks off in the alley away from Amy and Charlie, right? And then he starts screaming like a little girl, and then Charlie goes up to him and he's just checking him out, and he's just like, you know what happens next? I've been bit. You know what happens next? You got to kill me. And then he's just or you're gonna get hickeys or some shit like that.
He's fucking with him. Basically, Evil Ed went into the alley, screamed, and faked like he got attacked. They go running out after him, and
he was crying wolf.
Yeah, crying wolf. And Charlie tells him to fuck off. Ed calls as they're walking away. Ed calls him a fruitcake. And so now Ed's just walking down an alley by himself, and we hear him. And as we see him walking down the alley by himself, all of a sudden we get a Fright Night vision from above. Another creature seems to be flying over Ed in this alley. We hear wings and all that stuff, right? And Jerry is in the alley, apparently following Ed. Ed hears footsteps.
He appears, out of the mist, with a nice overcoat, with a nice fucking raincoat on. Just very, very slowly walking after.
He comes out of the London fog in a London fog. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so basically Jerry's there in the alley. Ed hears footsteps, and he's like, "Charlie," and he's like, "I'm not scared, Charlie."
This ain't funny, Charlie.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, it's Jerry.
That was pretty funny to me.
So fucking Ed sees Ed sees Jerry in his trench coat, and he just starts running. Next thing you know, Jerry catches up with him, no problem. Ed's cornered as the fog's rolling in on him, and as the fog rolls away, Jerry pops up behind Ed, and Ed looks pale. And he says, "Take my hand," and he starts talking about how he knows what it's like, right?
Yeah, he's like, "Don't they always make fun of you?"
Yeah,
he's like, "They'll never make fun of you.
Yeah,
I'll protect you."
Yeah, exactly. Yes, he says, "Take my hand."
Oh, it was so weird. Take my hand and take my hand and come into the warmth of my coat. Like
maybe they were headed to Epstein's Island.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. So Ed starts looking pale.
Yeah.
He says, and fucking Jerry takes his hand with his big, long, creepy-ass fingers and fingernails, and he takes Ed into his trench coat, like you said, Eddie. Another Ed. Jesus Christ, a lot of Eds in these fucking first 30 movies, man. And it says something about, let's see, so it takes Ed into his coat, and then we hear Ed scream, and Amy and Charlie hear Ed scream. And basically they're like, "Oh, he's just fucking around again. Cut it out, Evil." And he says, "We're not going to be a sucker for him again," or whatever. And they, we hear a loud bang, and all the power goes out at this point, right? And there's a fuse box burning as they're running, basically down the street. Right?
And this, I wrote again, where the fuck do they live? Like, where are they? Like,
because
loading docks and alleys and shit. Like,
well, because then they're running, and then all of a sudden they're outside of a nightclub.
Well, they end up at a nightclub.
They end up at this nightclub, right? So they're.
You know what I just saw? It's probably New Jersey. It's probably Jersey.
I mean, you'd have to look it up. I don't know. It could just be like any town USA.
I know. No, that was a dig at Jersey. But
yeah. I see how you are. Okay, I see how it is. I gotta watch out for this. So let's see, fuse box. So they're running, whatever. Yeah. So now we have people outside of a nightclub, and we see Jerry approaching, right, in his fucking tank top, looking all suave. And Jerry's like everywhere. They can't escape this dude. They managed to climb into the kitchen. Right? He like shows up and like every time they turn a corner, basically Jerry's there, And at one point, he shows up and they climb through a window of a kitchen that's facing an alley.
Yeah,
right.
Shit. Again, it's New Jersey, so who knows?
It's really, it's just weird. I didn't know they had kitchens that faced out like that. You think that'd be against some sort of health code? So they climb in through the kitchen window and they're running through the club trying to get away from Jerry. And I said to myself, what fucking weird music is this? Some bizarre ass cheesy fucking 80s, just like filler music. And they're going to find a phone so they call the police. At this point, we see Ed shows up at Half Price's house. So the scene changes, and all of a sudden now we're at Half Price's house, and Ed's there knocking on the door. And he says, let me in. And says, basically he's asking Half Price, what are we going to do about Charlie, right? Isn't that what's going on?
Right.
And then when he gets in the house, Ed shows him the bite.
Ed's like, I'm a vampire.
Yeah. and he goes full vampire. Yeah. He goes full vampire and just starts laughing his ass off. And I think doesn't Half Price say something about
Vincent Half Price pulls out the cross and
pulls out the cross.
And like,
dots him in the face with the shit.
Yeah, in the forehead and shit.
Scars.
Yeah. And Ed gets the cross to the forehead, and he's fucked up now. Like immediately, he looks fucking 12 times worse, right? Oh, yeah. And Ed tried to look at his reflection, to see the burn on his face, but
and it ain't there.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Okay. So he didn't see anything. Right?
Well, no,
you would assume
if you're a vampire.
Right. Okay, but then he looks in the reflection and he goes, "What have you done to me?" Right? And fucking, and he's like, "Back!" And Half Price is like, "Back!" And this is when I love it. Fucking Ed goes, what does he say? He goes, "The master will kill you for this slowly." And he's just like, and Half Price is like, back, and Ed basically just jumps out the fucking window.
Yeah, he did.
Just jumps out the motherfucking window.
And he looks, super vamped.
Yeah,
he's got fucking, nasty face, and big fangs, and
It looks bad. So
good makeup.
It's great makeup. Yeah.
It's work by the people. Yeah.
So now we're back at the nightclub. Charlie's on the phone with the cops. The cops still don't believe him. Amy's saying, "I'm scared, Charlie." No shit. I mean, at this point,
she should be.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, don't state the obvious, right? And she says, "Do you have Half Price's number?" And Charlie says, "He doesn't care," right? And I guess they are kind of yelling because they're in a nightclub, right?
Yeah.
So inside the club, Jerry's walking around surveying the room, and from across the room, Amy sees Jerry and she's mesmerized with him.
Oh, they lock eyes, man.
Yeah.
And you know what? I got vibes from, remember Terminator 1, where Linda Hamilton goes into that bar nightclub and then Arnold goes in after her. I was like, oh, this is kind of like Terminator.
Sure. Not quite the same vibe, but the same environment.
No, not quite the same vibe.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of the same setup.
Yeah. So as Jerry's walking through the club, presumably towards Amy, all the women are like trying to put their hands on him. They're all trying to talk to him. They're all
Mr. Rico Suave.
Yeah, they're all just trying to get at Jerry.
He's Prince Humperdinck.
That's
Man, he walked up in the nightclub with a freaking sweatshirt.
What's that, Eddie?
He walked in the nightclub with a sweatshirt fit on.
Yeah, he did.
It was still Boss Ball, and I'm like, damn, he's like totally like stereotypical 80s, like that weird like sweatshirt cut, and then like, what the fuck was he wearing? Hammer pants or something? I didn't know. Look at the pants.
yeah, like wearing some Cavricis.
But the ladies were loving it.
See Cavrici?
The ladies were loving it.
So let's see. So Jerry, there. Where are we at here? So Jerry only sees Amy. All the women are interested in Jerry. Jerry's only interested in Amy. He's just beelining towards Amy. Charlie's on the phone pleading with Half Price for his help. I guess this is after Half Price has experience with Ed. Let's see, where are we at here?
And Half Price is about to leave town. I mean, he's over this shit.
Yeah, he's just trying to get out of Dodge.
He's like, I got to get the fuck out of here.
So at this point, Amy has wandered away from Charlie, and she basically meets Jerry in the middle of the dance floor.
Oh yeah.
And this is when we get this weird whole dance routine thing.
Well, this is where the movie turned into Dirty Dancing.
It's when it, well, you know, it's funny. It's funny you should say that. So Jerry takes Amy by the hand to the dance floor. Charlie's pleading with Half Price on the phone. Jerry is controlling Amy at this point. They're doing all this weird dancing. They even start like grinding and all this crap. He puts his hand. He puts his hand kind of halfway up her skirt, right, and then throws her down, and she runs off, and then turns around, and they walk back towards each other and clasp hands and start dirty dancing. And let's see. He puts her hand in his butt, feeling her up or whatever the fuck, right?
Okay, I mean he's all. I mean he's all over.
They're freaking.
Again, the sexual appetite of a vampire is off the charts.
Who's to say? Who's to say?
Yeah, it's off the charts.
So let's see. So those hands are feeling. So at this point, Jerry goes to bite her on the neck, and in front of the entire fucking nightclub, and she pushes him away. Right? She pushes back. Fucking 80s dance music is still going, and Amy's not really into it. I wrote down crotch shot. We get a crotch shot here of something. And basically at this point, Charlie realizes that Amy's wandered off, and he's wandering around, and he's running around looking for Amy. He sees Amy basically in the mirror. And it looks like she's dancing by herself because we can't see Jerry's reflection.
And she also, as they're dancing, and they're spinning around doing their dirty dancing. Yeah. Every time she spins and can see the mirror, it looks like she's dancing by herself.
Yeah.
Because there's no reflection.
It was weird. Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I thought that was.
It was cool.
I thought it was clever.
And isn't this when coming up where we get our two local bouncers? They walk up to Jerry and they're like, "Hey, motherfucker, what are you doing?" and shit. He fucks them up.
Yeah, man. Jerry. At this point, Jerry kisses Amy. Yeah, at this point, Jerry kisses Amy, and this is when the bouncers show up and call him a filthy SOB, right? And fucking goes to punch him, and Jerry catches that punch. And doesn't he tell him like just to chill or relax or whatever? And he says, "I don't want to kill you," right?
But he does.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, and he basically, and he takes care of them. And so basically, at this point, he tells Jerry to bring Half Price to my house if you ever want to see Amy again.
He tells Charlie,
tells Charlie to bring Half Price to my house, or you never see, and yourself, or you never see Amy again.
Correct.
And so in this again, Jerry was confronted by security. And this is when the dude, that's what it was. We got this a little out of order, but this is when the dude says, one of the security guards runs up to Jerry and says, "If you want chicken, go someplace else." That shit was fucking hilarious, dude. Oh my god. And at this point, Jerry's eyes turned red and the claws slash the security guard across the face and throws him onto a table. Next big man comes in and is tossed aside. People are running and screaming, and Charlie and Amy are trying to get out, but they get separated, and that's when Jerry finds Amy. And outside we see the Jeep drive off with Ed laughing in the back window. So basically now Jerry has Amy in the Jeep, and apparently Ed's on for the ride. It's just a whole family. It's a family affair, and I'm guessing
a family affair.
And I would imagine Billy's driving, right?
I would think so.
Yeah. I mean, Jerry doesn't drive himself.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, not I mean,
of course not.
Why would he? Why would he?
He's got to have his lackey do it,
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So now we're let's see. We get back to Jerry's house, and punk ass Half Price opens the door and tells Charlie to touch the cross. Right?
Oh well, yeah. Charlie runs to Half Price's house or his apartment.
Yeah.
And Half Price is freaked out because obviously he just had the run in with Ed and all that shit. Okay. And now Charlie's banging on his door. And hey, you're not a vampire. You touch the cross. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. And basically half Price is getting ready to leave, and he says you can't leave because Jerry has Amy now. And he's like, well, go tell the cops. And he's like, the police don't believe me. And it's just us, dude, and we need to save Amy. And Half Price is like, I can't. And You half-price vampire killer. He says something about how you're fucking vampire killer fucking characters. He's like, it's just a character, man. All right, I can't, it's not me. I don't do that. And Charlie's like, I can't do this alone, man. Amy's gonna die. And he goes, and I'll probably die too. Please, half price, can you help us? And he says, sorry, Charlie Tuna, no can do. And the scene ends. So now we're back at Jerry's house. And Amy's laying in front of a fireplace, and she looks amazing. She's wearing a giant, like, satin robe or whatever. She's sleeping in front of the fireplace. Her hair's all done up on
Yeah, I never knew Marcy Darcy could look that good.
That good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yep, that's true. There's a chick in the pic. So now we see there's the picture. I guess they finally hung it or whatever, and there's a chick in the picture. It looks exactly like Marcy Darcy. And Jerry says something as he's looking at the picture, someone I knew a long time ago, right? And so let's see. Jerry's basically getting undressed, and he's getting ready to go in for some pudding, right? And he goes in to bite Amy, and Amy reacts.
Nice.
Yeah, he's going in to get some pudding. He goes in to bite her, and Amy reacts, and he stops. And she takes off her top. And I said, Marcy Darcy boobs? But we don't we don't get to see it. Right?
We don't get that though. Yeah. I was shocked. I was like, oh my god, is this really going to happen? But no.
Yeah. How did I not know? Like at that point, I was like, how did I not know this existed? Oh, because
right. Yeah, because it doesn't.
Yeah. So she takes off her top, whatever, to make it a little easier for him to bite her in the neck, which he does, and blood's running down her neck, and it's coming down her back or whatever, and basically Jerry finally got what he wanted, and we fade to black.
It's a very sexually tense, tense moment scene in the movie. I mean, because you only have to assume that after he bit her, they consummated their biting with a little penetration, little relations.
I would guess, yeah.
He tagged it. Come on.
Full penta relations. Penta relations. So let's see. So now we're outside of Jerry's house, and Charlie's back in the bushes hiding. And he's there hiding in the bushes, I guess trying to figure out a fucking game plan, what he's going to do. And all of a sudden, Half Price jumps out of nowhere and scares the fucking shit out of Charlie, right? And Half Price has a gun. And they're getting ready to go, and he stops at the door. And he says to Charlie, let's sneak in. And as he says that, the door creaks open. Right?
Yeah, he's like, let's go around back. And then
the front door just kind of creaks open. Yeah. And let's see. So they walk in, and the door slams behind them. And this is when we see Fright Night Vision from outside of the house. And I guess basically Jerry's out doing his bat thing, kind of flying around the outside of the house just to make sure that he trapped them inside, I guess.
I would believe so.
More or less, right? And Charlie says, did you hear something? And Half Price says, no. And I think Half Price says, let's come back at dawn. Yeah. And Charlie says, Amy will be dead by then.
Yeah. Well, Half Price is kind of pussing out at this point. Wait a minute. I think I may have made a bad decision. So, yeah, they, Peter's ready to do battle.
Yeah, so he
going to the house.
Yeah, so Half Price is like, let's come back at dawn, and Charlie says Amy will be dead by then. And at this point, we see fingers scratching a wood banister, and basically it's Jerry making his way downstairs. And as he's scraping his nails across the wood banister, it's peeling like shreds of wood off of it. It's kind of a cool thing.
It's a cool scene. Yeah.
Yeah, and don't we hear somebody say "Welcome to Fright Night"?
Yeah.
No, yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Jerry says
right?
that.
Yeah, and he says "for real" or something like that.
Right, because he's basically mocking Half Price.
Mocking Half Price.
He's like, "Oh, Fright Night, motherfucker! Check this out."
Yeah, and so Charlie pipes in and says, "Where's Amy?" And he goes, "She's right up here. All you got to do is, get by me." And Half Price steps in with the cross, and Jerry laughs. He wraps his hands around the cross in his hands, and he crushes the cross and fucking just kind of laughs and tells Half Price, look, the only way that's going to work is if you have faith, dummy. Otherwise it's not going to work. So this is when Charlie steps in and flashes across, and Jerry starts to freak out. So obviously what we're led to believe here is that Charlie truly does have real faith. So let's see. Billy, at this point, Billy comes out of nowhere and slaps Charlie in the face, and he falls over the banister. And Half Price like takes off running like a bitch out of the door, right? He basically doesn't he run back out of the house or something?
Yeah, oh, he books it.
Yeah,
he's
right.
He's fucking gone. He's like, all right, yeah, no, I lost my confidence. I'm done.
So now we're with Half Price, and he's over at Charlie's house, right?
Yeah.
And he tries to use the phone, but it's dead. And he goes to Mom's room, and in Mom's room, it turns out he's like Mrs. What's her last Brewster, Mrs. Brewster. And then when he pulls the blanket back, it's fucking Evil Ed there with a Raggedy Ann fucking wig on. Right?
Yeah, looking all fucked up and shit with his fucking brand on his forehead.
Yeah, and he goes, Mrs. What? And he goes, Mrs. Brewster's not home. Apparently she's working nights. Left a note, which I thought was pretty funny. It says here, dinner's in the oven. Fucking Ed is enjoying this way too much. And so Half Price kind of freaks out and runs out, and he runs into like a plant that's out in the hallway or whatever, right? And Ed basically, so Half Price runs out down the hallway and runs into like a plant that's at the end of the hallway, and he's laying on the ground, and this is when Ed turns into this fucking cool-ass wolf and comes walking out of the bedroom.
Yeah, he did. It's fucking werewolf, wolfman, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So he comes running out like a bitchin' ass wolf, and he's snarling at him, and we see the wolf in slow motion comes running down the hallway towards fucking Half Price, and the wolf jumps and runs into the stake that Half Price was holding, and gets staked through the fucking heart, and then goes flying off the railing and bounces off the chandelier, right?
Yeah.
Onto the ground, right? Yeah. It's a pretty lot going on here in this scene.
Yeah, because I think when Half Price fell, he hit that plant, and he also hit like the banister of the staircase.
Yeah.
And that's where he got the stake from.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So at this point, let's see. And so Ed bounces off the chandelier, and lands. With the stake through the heart, he's pretty much finished, and this is when Evil Ed gets his like American Werewolf in London moment. It's like really, really cool, like special effects.
He's transforming kind of from the wolf to the back to human form and shit.
Yeah.
Really cool.
It was pretty cool. Pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Let's see. So, and then he manages to pull the stake out, and he reaches out to Half Price, and falls and dies and turns back into a human. And I wrote down very uncomfortable. And at this point, Half Price, did you notice, was crying?
Yeah, I think he genuinely felt bad.
Yeah, you know? he felt bad for him. And you hear, and as Ed's dying, he says, "Help me." Yeah. And I wrote down, dude, fucking choke him out, Half Price. Do him a favor. Finish him off.
or take the stake and stab him again with it.
Something, exactly. So now we see Jerry's bringing Charlie. So we're back at Jerry's house, and Jerry's bringing Charlie into the room as Amy's lying there shivering. He gives Charlie a steak, and he says, "You're going to need it." And Charlie turns Amy over and screams when he realizes that she's been bitten and turned into a vampire.
And she's currently turning,
turning into a vampire. And Jerry kind of smiles and leaves them there, because he's like, once she turns into a vampire, she's going to finish you off, homeboy. So have a good time with that. And so he takes off. Let's see. At this point, we see Half Price is like trying to get it together after everything that happened with Ed. Naked Ed is dead on the floor. He goes over and pulls out the steak, and he heads over to Jerry's.
Yeah, he found his balls again, apparently.
Yeah. So he's heading over, and he takes a look at the house. The house is looking eerie as fuck, but Half Price, like, he's manning up. He's about to do this thing. He heads inside the house. He heads upstairs. He finds Charlie laying there next to Amy, crying like a bitch. Charlie crying like a bitch. Basically, he has to break down the door. So basically, Charlie's inside, and Half Price is telling him, "Look, I need to break down the door, so make some noise so I can bust his door open."
Yeah, so he fakes like he's getting attacked by Amy.
Exactly. Yeah. So let's see. So Jerry, let's see, at the breakdown.
So Pete ends up breaking down the door.
Yeah, and while we see, while he's making the noise, we pan down to Jerry and Billy are in the basement or whatever, and we see Jerry says, "Oh, I think she just woke up," or something like that, right? Let's see, and then Half Price manages to get the doors open, and he's like, come on, let's go. And he's like, we can't leave. Look, Amy, she's all fucked up. And he says, oh my God, right? And at this point, Jerry senses that something more is going on. He says, I think we have a visitor.
Oh, yeah. He can sense it.
And basically, Half Price is telling Charlie that it's too late to save her. And Charlie's saying, no, we just need to kill Jerry before dawn, right? Right? Something about, yeah, he says, like, Charlie seems to think that basically if they kill Jerry before dawn, that they will save Amy's life.
Well, that's kind of vampire lore, you know?
Yeah, sure.
If you kill the master before, you know, someone completely turns, then the effects would be reversed.
Sure. Yeah, makes sense. So let's see. At this point, we get some Fright Night vision from outside the window. Inside, Charlie and Half Price are heading downstairs. Billy says, what do we... And then so they run into Billy, and Billy says, what do we have here? And Half Price pulls out a gun and says, I'll shoot.
He pulls out his prop gun.
And he says, I'll shoot. And you know, Billy's like, yeah, sure, buddy. And blam, he shoots him in the fucking head. And Jerry sees that Charlie has what's it?
Yeah, so he shoots Billy right in the head and motherfucker drops.
Yeah.
Like at the bottom of the steps.
Yeah.
And is this where Jerry comes in?
Comes in.
Sees his, you know, his butler, basically, you know, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, he sees Billy.
And he gets mad. He's dead on the ground. I mean, he's not happy now.
Yeah. And so he runs off, and at this point we realize that Billy's actually bluffing, and all of a sudden Billy wakes up, right?
Yeah, because you know, they never really explain that. What the fuck exactly is Billy? You know,
I believe the term is it's called a familiar.
Okay.
Seriously, yeah, I think that's what the term is. So basically Billy was bluffing. He starts heading back up the stairs to get him, and Half Price basically empties out the whole barrel into Billy's head.
He gave him 5 more shots.
Yeah, just filled him full of lead, like quite literally. He keeps on coming. Billy picks up Half Price. Yeah, and Billy still keeps coming. He picks up Half Price, and as he goes to pick up Half Price, Charlie stakes him right through the heart, and Billy starts bleeding, drops Half Price, and starts bleeding green blood. Okay.
Yeah, this green, all this green blood and shit, and he like starts to disintegrate, basically.
Yeah,
that was really cool as well.
And he's melting. What a world! And at this point, and once all the melting is done, he basically turns into sand, right? And Half Price at this point looks like he's going to puke. And they manage to get back to Amy, and Amy's looking even worse. Half Price looks out the window as Jerry almost grabs him. Let's see. Jerry is commanding her to wake. Basically, he's commanding Amy to wake, and he says, "Show me how much you wanted, girl, and kill them both." Right? And so now he's up on the roof, right? And Amy screams, and Half Price goes back. And at this point, Amy's got some fake ass teeth, and she's like presenting like she's gonna fuck up Half Price. And
this is where like her hair gets long. Yeah, you know, they have to put a wig on. This is where she looks dynamite.
Yeah,
I mean,
like, except for the teeth.
You know,
but he shows her the cross, and she locks her in on that. And let's see. And so at this point, Charlie says he's going upstairs, and they're headed upstairs, and Jerry comes flying through the giant stained glass window at the top of the staircase.
Yep.
And he's staring down Half Price, and Half Price is like, back! And Jerry laughs at his cross, and he's like, you gotta have faith, remember?
You got no faith.
Yeah, you got no faith. And but Half Price comes back, doubles down, and comes back at him. And
he found his faith.
Yeah, and it turns, oh snap, he does have faith, yep.
That's right.
And the clock starts ringing, Dark Side of the Moon starts playing. Jerry is freaking out because at this point the sun is coming up, and you see the sun coming up on the horizon behind Jerry where the stained glass window used to be. And Half Price says, look, the sun! And at this point I wrote down, vampires are so smug, but not right now. You know?
Yeah.
But
he's got to get down to his fucking basement and get to his fucking coffin.
Yeah, so a little shaft of light hits Jerry on the shoulder and basically kind of pierces him by the sunlight, and he kind of turns into a bat and crashes like dead into Half Price and knocks him on his ass. And Half Price is like fighting him off, and the bat scratches him in the face.
And this is the first time we get to see, bat mode.
Like Jerry in full on bat mode. Yeah. And he knocks down, he scratches Half Price in the face, and then fucking Charlie goes to step in and he bites Charlie's fucking hand. Let's see, so he's kind of where's it at? God damn it, I keep losing my goddamn place. So Charlie bites Charlie's arm. Charlie screams. Half Price hold him up to the sunlight. So at this point, Charlie holds the bat up to the fucking sunlight, because the sun's starting to come in, and the bat gets hit with the sunlight and freaks out and starts taking off, and it goes and flies down the hallway into the basement. Charlie and Half Price, in pursuit, head down to the basement. They're looking for his coffin. So they get down there, they can't find him, but they're looking for his coffin. They assume he retreated to hide in his coffin.
And here comes Amy.
At this point, Amy makes her way into the basement, and she looks very different now. And she's like snarling at them. She's pretty nasty at this point. Half Price finds the coffin, gets it, tries to get it open, but it's locked from the inside. I don't know how he knew that. And Amy's like trying to seduce Charlie, right? Like, don't you want me or whatever, right?
She looked all vamp mode, right? And when she's trying to seduce him, she goes back to like human mode, but she's looking with the long hair, super sexy in that negligee, whatever the hell she's wearing. She looked great.
100%. So don't you want me? But Charlie's like, no, sir. He gives her the cross and says, somebody screamed something, that's not my fault. And Amy's like, you promised, or whatever.
And you promised to take care. You promised to take care of me. You promised I wouldn't get hurt. That kind of bullshit,
And she kind of gets him at a moment of weakness, and he drops the cross. And she attacks him. Half Price is still trying to get the coffin open. Amy's chasing Charlie around. Jerry tries to sneak attack when Half Price is looking away. Half Price switches back and sees him at the last second and plunges the stake right into him. We think, at this point I thought, okay, Jerry's done. No, he just pulls the stake right back out.
Yeah, no, going to take a little bit more than that. Apparently.
Yeah, and so at this point, the fucking goddamn stake's not going to do anything, right? And Charlie sees a shaft of light coming through one of the windows, and he gets an idea. And as Amy's following around, Jerry goes to attack Half Price, and Charlie hits Amy with a log, right, just to get her to fucking back off, right? He like picks up a piece of wood and just fucking clocks her, and she fucking falls or whatever. And he starts.
She did deserve it at that point.
Well, Jesus, yeah, tell me about it.
She's full on vamp mode.
Yeah, so he starts taking this log and breaking all the windows down in the basement, and basically all the light is slowly starting to come in. And Jerry's laughing, right? I don't know what he's laughing about. Charlie's breaking out the window. Jerry has nowhere to hide. And we see Jerry, once all the windows are basically all broken up, Jerry starts burning up and he's heading back for his coffin. Half Price slams the door shut and Jerry laughs again. Charlie pulls his blankie from the window. There's one last window, I guess, that's cloaking some space for him to hide in the shade. And Charlie basically pulls the blanket from the window and Jerry gets fucking blasted across the basement and just fucking boom, right?
With good old sunlight. Yep.
Yeah. And doesn't he scream something about Amy or something at the end, right? I think so, right?
Probably.
And Jerry is turned into a flaming skeleton and he basically explodes into absolutely nothing. And at that point, I think it's safe to say...
Woo! You know he did.
He did, man. He did, or undead, or he's undeaded.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Anywho, Amy wakes up and embraces Charlie as, they managed to finish off Jerry before the sun rose. So.
Yeah, I wrote in my notes, Amy's back.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Amy's back. Yay! So that's the end of Jerry. Now we're back at Charlie's house. Charlie and Amy are making out in the bed, watching Half Price on the TV, who apparently got his job back for some reason.
I can only theorize that maybe this story made the papers or whatever.
Sure,
some
sure.
bullshit. Yeah.
Half Price on the TV says something, blah blah, and makes a wink right to Charlie.
He's like, "But you know what we did, Charlie?" Or
some shit. Yeah, winks at the camera. And then a sci-fi, something a little different. A sci-fi movie starts playing as opposed to a vampire movie, which I thought was kind of cool. Charlie walks over to see sci-fi movie starts playing, and they turn off the movie. Charlie walks out to the window, and Amy says, "Is something wrong, Charlie?" And he says, "No, nothing."
He glances over at the window again, his rear window, thing, and thinks he sees something. Yeah. And so he gets up and goes check it out. Oh no, nothing's wrong.
Nothing's wrong. And and then we hear fucking fun music playing, and they say let's fuck. And he jumps in the bed. And as the credits roll, we hear Ed in the background. Off in the distance, we hear Evil Ed say, "You're so cool, Brewster." And that is the end of 1985's Fright.
But isn't it before that? Don't they pan back out his window and we see red eyes from across?
Red something.
Yeah,
I didn't.
From they pan back to Jerry's house. Jerry Densmore or whatever his last name is, and there's red eyes in the window, and it's and maybe he's not dead. Yeah.
I didn't catch that, huh?
No.
Okay, well, that was 1985's Fright Night. And you know what? It turns out I did take those notes. I just put them on the bottom of the document here. So let's go ahead and go through this. Other movies that were released around the same week as Fright Night would be Weird Science. And also Real Genius came out that week, as well as a little-known classic, Follow That Bird, brought to you by Sesame Street. Let's see. Alternate taglines. Great
movie. John Candy, Waylon Jennings.
Dude, that movie's fucking awesome, man. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Dude, fucking, no joke. That movie's a good movie, yeah. Let's see. Alternate taglines. There are some very good reasons to be afraid of the dark. I don't know. This one's good right here. Coming to Your Neighborhood. I like that. That could be for any fucking movie, right? If you love being scared, it'll be the night of your life. And then this one taken directly from the movie, Welcome to Fright Night, for real.
Oh, real.
And last but not least, all of Charlie's worst nightmares just moved in next door. That's a good one, yeah. And that was actually taken from the original concept art for the movie. And then finally, I just got the top 5 here. In Argentina, Fright Night was known as the Time of Terror. In Finland, it was known as Terror Night. In France, it was Vampire. You said vampire?
Really? That's what it was in France. That's fucking stupid. Man.
And then in Indonesia, it was called Dracula Lovers.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Oh boy. Anyway, all right. Well, again, that was 1985's Fright Night. Sorry we had to add some of the intro on the outro, but that's the movie. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with a 2-minute warning.
And now, back to the Heavy Door Horror Podcast.
I'm important. I have something to say.
Don't be a coward, son. Speak your mind.
Was she a great big fat person?
So why does your opinion matter more than my opinion?
Get your shit together, Danny.
Oh, good for you!
All right, well, this is the 2-minute warning. This gives everybody 90 seconds to vent about the movie. Tell us what you liked, didn't like, what stood out. Basically, anything you kind of want to get off your chest about the film. And you get 90 seconds. We're going to go ahead and start at the top of the order with...
Eddie!
All right, Eddie Deeds, you have 90 seconds to tell us how you feel about 1985's Fright Night, and go.
All right, gentlemen. I found this movie to be oddly humorous. I thought it was an interesting take on the whole vampire genre, although not completely original in the sense of the whole vampire lore, but nonetheless, it was a decent production. I like how it's like they had Jerry ends up in Charlie's home because he was invited by his mom Judy, and
Yeah.
the whole like reflection. Peter like tries to see Jerry's reflection and it doesn't show up, and he freaks out, drops the mirror and shit like that. I mean, typical things you find like with the your usual vampire flicks. Let's see here. I have gosh, I don't have a whole lot to say about this movie. Vampire Amy was hot. Regular Amy was not. Evil Ed was annoying as hell, but kind of funny at the same time. And it's safe to say I'd leave this movie back in 1985 where it belongs. It did have decent effects though, and it wasn't terrible, though it wasn't great. It's kind of meh.
Yeah. Okay. That's a serviceable review. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and see what
Eric!
This is Eric.
All right, Eric, you got 90 seconds to tell us how you feel about the 1985 classic Fright Night, and go ahead.
Yeah, classic, definitely. Probably hadn't seen this since like 1995, so it had been a while. Loved it. I really enjoyed it. I had forgotten Marcy Darcy was in the movie, and my affinity for Married with Children, and that all hit. And again, and also Prince Humperdinck, our main star of the movie, Jerry Dinger. That was great because I remember watching Princess Bride as a kid. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Loved the effects were spot on for a movie like this with the budget it probably had, and all that kind of stuff. Enjoy Ed's transformation as a vampire into a wolf and all that jazz. And Peter fucking half price being a little bitch and then not being a little bitch and then being a little bitch and then not being a little bitch. It was fun. I enjoyed it. There was decent comedy, decent humor and stuff, or stuff that made me laugh at least. Like the two bouncers getting killed in the nightclub. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was fucking fantastic.
You looking for chicken? You better get out of here.
Yeah, that was fucking great. So yeah. I mean, I know it's a cult classic, and it's actually more than that. It should just be a classic.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I enjoyed it.
All right. Sounds good. Let's move it on over.
And now a word from Kim Him.
All right, Kim Him, what you got to say about 1985's Fright Night? You got 90 seconds and go.
I thought it was great. I enjoyed it a lot. It was actually my first time watching it. Yeah, I never seen it. So
well,
I'm
that's
glad
what
I picked
first
it.
time means.
Yeah. I think Jerry.
Sorry.
I thought Jerry was like the perfect vampire.
Yeah.
I've seen him in other movies before. His name is Chris Sarandon. But I think this was like his best role of all the movies that I've seen. Like it was just a great vampire.
Oh no, wait, Chris Sarandon, that's Evil Ed.
You sure?
No.
Yeah.
No, that's Jerry. That's Jerry. That's Prince Humperdinck.
Wait.
Chris Sarandon was Jerry.
That's Susan Sarandon's brother?
No.
I don't know if they're related.
Ex-husband. They were married from like
Oh, really?
sometime in the 70s until like 79 or some shit.
You thought Ed married Susan Sarandon?
No, I thought it was her brother.
Yeah,
Okay,
I know.
okay.
No, it was her ex-husband.
Okay, go ahead, Kim. Sorry about that.
Okay.
I've been confused for fucking 40 years apparently. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, like I said, he's been in a lot of movies, and I thought that was his best role.
Yeah.
Of the movies that I've seen. I guess my time's up. Well, like compared to other vampire movies, like The Lost Boys, I don't think it was as good as The Lost Boys. But it did hold its own against it. You know, it had a great cast, a great story, great settings.
Yeah, definitely.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Sure, it's a well-made movie.
Yeah.
All right, I didn't mean to confuse everybody. I'm the one that's confused.
Danny for Fanny, banana for Fanny, Danny.
Honestly,
get your shit together.
You know that time where I told you guys that that I thought Evil Ed was Susan Sarandon. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, let me tell you.
That's really bummed me out, man.
Anyway. All right, let me give myself 90 seconds here. So this is another one of those classics, like from like my era. You know, this is definitely my wheelhouse. This movie came out, I was what, 12. It's one of those movies that I probably saw when we snatched it off the shelf, you know, on the way out of the video store where my mom worked. Seen this back in the day, saw this many times on not just VHS but on fucking cable. Back when they, you know, when HBO would show 3 movies like and just rotate them for weeks on end. I probably watched this movie 7 or 8 times. You know, easily back in the 80s, easily, if not probably 12, 15 times. The last time I watched this was probably about 20 years ago. So I wouldn't say it was fresh, but it was very familiar, you know, everything kind of, I remember all the beats, all the moves of the movie. It is a classic. It is a solid vampire movie for vampire movies. Like if you're just talking about vampire movies, it's well done. It kind of hits all the bells and the whistles of the vampire genre and everything you expect from a vampire movie. You know, Marcy Darcy was definitely kind of out of nowhere and still did a really good job. It was hard to believe at one point she was that attractive. You know, yeah. I mean, because you just don't remember. You don't remember her that way at all.
Agreed.
You know?
I remember her as Al Bundy always calling her a chicken.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the one thing I will say, the guy for some reason that I thought was Chris Sarandon, but Evil Ed always stuck out in my head. Like that whole, like his whole, the way he said Brewster and all that was just something I remember from my childhood that I'll just never forget. It just sticks. It's just one of those things. But yeah, okay, well that was a 2-minute warning. Everybody got their chance to speak their mind. We'll be back with Eddie and the breakdown after this.
We love you. We love you. We love you as a listener. Yes, we do.
Now for Eddie with facts, figures, and trivia. In this segment, The Breakdown.
Y'all ready for this?
Keep it going. Oh, actually, no. It's all right, everybody. Tonight's movie was Kim's pick. It was Fright Night, released August 2nd, 1985. Movie was 106 minutes long. Directed and written by Tom Holland. Produced by Herb Jaffe with ViStar Films. Budget was $7 to $9.25 million. Box office numbers were $24.9 million. In today's money, that would be $21 to $28 million and $75 million at the box office. It's buku bucks, man.
Oh yeah.
Buku bucks. Oh yeah, I forgot. Let's see here. Distributed by Columbia Pictures. All right, let's get to the cast, shall we? Starring Chris Sarandon as Jerry Dandridge, our main vampire. We have William Ragsdale as Charlie Brewster. Roddy McDowell as Peter Vincent. We have Amanda Bierce as Amy Peterson. Stephen Jeffries as Edward, Evil Ed Thompson. Jonathan Stark as Billy Cole. That was Jerry's minion, as I have written down here. Dorothy Fielding as Judy Brewster. That was Charlie's mom. We have Art J. Evans as Detective Lennox. Stuart Stern as Cook. Why don't I have that written down? Do you guys remember that? Cook?
Is it Cook? Oh, yeah, it's the guy in the window when they climb through the kitchen window in the alley. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, there's always a kitchen window in the alley. You know, always facing the alley with the windows wide open. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have continuing on. We have Robert Korff as Jonathan, Pamela Brown as Miss Nina. We have in order of appearance, Nick Savage and Ernie Holmes as the bouncers in the club. Ernie Holmes might sound familiar to anybody who is interested in football because he is a former NFL player for the New England Patriots.
I wonder if he was the guy that said, "If you're looking for chicken, you better get out of this place."
And last but not least, we have Heidi Sorensen as Hooker. Notable. Heidi Sorensen was the Playboy Playmate of July 1981.
Woo!
Because
Nice.
I thought for men of culture, inquiring minds might like to know.
Oh yes, absolutely.
I'm definitely gonna have to look that up. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I just gotta say, when you look it up, you're gonna see it all.
You'll see it all.
As long as you're over 18, you'll see it all.
All right.
Anyway.
Well, all right.
Shit, man. Anybody got any?
I got a trivia fact. Yeah.
That's the breakdown, Eddie?
That's the breakdown.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Eddie.
Man.
Thank you, Eddie.
I think I need a new PC. Christmas is coming. Anyway, well, thanks, Eddie. Yeah. All right. Who's got? Eric, you want to start with Eric?
Yeah, I got something. So apparently, Charlie Sheen was considered for this role as Charlie. Yeah, as Charlie.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
As Charlie Brewster. But Tom Holland, really, met him and realizing who he was. He said he was way too goddamn ridiculously good looking to be the boy next door in this film and stuff. And they ultimately went with what's the actor's name? William Ray, or whatever it is. Whoever the guy who played
William
Charlie.
Ragsdale.
William Ragsdale. Yeah. And he actually found out he got the role on Halloween. On
Nice.
October 31st, probably 1984. But yeah,
Man, Can you imagine just being too good looking for a movie role?
Well, that's Charlie Sheen for you.
Yeah, well, that's why I never bothered, trying to get into acting.
Oh, that's
too
why.
good looking.
Yeah, too good looking.
I have skill.
It's you and then Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I mean, I could have easily been the next Justin Bieber. But yeah.
Justin Lixer Bieber.
Wow. I don't know how to respond to that. Oh boy. You got who else? Anybody else got some trivia?
I got a fun one here. It was Chris Sarandon's idea.
Yeah.
To have Jerry eating apples throughout the film. While researching vampire lore, Sarandon looked at information about bats and concluded Jerry had a lot of fruit bat in his DNA.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
God damn it. It's too slow tonight. I don't know why. I should probably restart it. What? Anybody? Let's see. What do I got here? When Evil Ed gets touched. So a lot of the stuff that I found was just like how he gets stabbed in this hand, and he pulls the pencil out of that hand, and he hits the cross with this face, and the next scene the cross is burned, the other thing, and all that. Nothing too interesting. Let's see. Anything here? Let's see. After Charlie informs the police of the possible murders taking place next door, Detective Lennox goes to Jerry and Billy's house, accompanied by Charlie. No responsible police force would allow that. If backup is needed, the detective brings his partner.
Yeah, he's not going with a 16-year-old kid.
Yeah, let's go over there right now. Let's go over there right now and see what's going on.
Right over there.
Yeah.
Well, I told you, he also moonlights as a FAA director at the DC Dallas Airport in Die Hard 2. So,
yeah, sure.
He's got a lot on his plate,
Yeah. So during the film's climax in the basement, Charlie and Peter break several windows all around the room, causing intense beams of sunlight to pour in from every direction. Obviously, this would not happen as the only direction. Intense beams would be coming in from the east, given that it is happening around dawn. So that is pretty funny how they are breaking windows all around the basement, and there's sunlight coming in from every side.
From everywhere, yeah.
That's pretty awesome. I thought that was pretty good. But yeah, I mean, I didn't find anything too clever. The holes in Evil Ed's neck disappear after he shows them to Peter. But again, just small inconsistencies. Nothing too exciting. Kim Him, you got anything?
No, I don't.
All right, let's go ahead and bring something. God damn it!
That was man, Kim. That was so insightful. I can't believe it.
I've got nothing.
I got one more. One more.
All
right. This one's kind of more for Eric. Here we go. And Amanda Bierce was required to remove her top for a scene in the film, which her back and shoulders are viewed, but she was uncomfortable being topless in front of the crew, so she covered her breasts with duct tape.
Oh wow.
Okay.
She probably could have found a least adhesive tape. It probably hurt when she pulled that off. But
damn.
Yeah. Well, it depends what kind of duct tape.
Well, duct tape.
Just straight up silver duct tape. Yeah. Jesus Christ, that's rough. Well, how about this one? When Jerry when Jerry stalks Evil Ed through the alley, he casts a reflection in a puddle.
Really? I missed that. Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
And then real quick, when the bat creature is flying towards Peter Vincent, I guess at the end of the film, you can see a line very clearly holding the creature. I guess if you take a close look, apparently you can see the line. Yeah.
Or like a fucking marionette.
Oh boy. All right. Well, that was a breakdown, or as the man says here, that's where's that here?
Autobots. That's the breakdown.
Thank you, Eddie.
All right, and we will be back after the break.
This is the Heavy Door Horror Podcast, another fucking movie podcast. How fucking long do you think it will last?
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
All right, so we're back with the stats for 1985's Fright Night. As I mentioned to you guys off air, we're going to go a little out of order this week, just to kind of mix it up. So let's go ahead and start. We're going to flip it, and we're going to start with Kim this week. Let's go ahead and move it on over to...
Kim, stay focused, baby. This is key.
Stay focused, baby. This is key. All right, let's get into the questions. Let me pull up the stat sheet. You're up first. And of course, I think you know the first question, but...
It's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
All right. Give him, in a word, how would you describe 1985's Fright Night?
Damn, I didn't even think about that.
This is quality podcasting here, folks.
He's like, we went out of turn, and he's like,
you're not going to find a more prepared, better podcast on.
I'm gonna go with classic. Classic.
Kim, are you there? Kim, are you there?
Yeah.
No, okay. You're going with classic.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah. Okay. That crossed my mind. And then, who would you say is your was a favorite character?
Jerry the vampire. Also, it's not often that I like the villain over the protagonist. But I thought he did a great job. I thought it was he played it really great.
You'd say
He was number one.
basically. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got you. All right. And then how about your favorite scene?
My favorite scene is probably the nightclub when they were where they were dancing and she was like flipping, and it was like one scene was with Jerry, and the other scene he wasn't there because of the reflection.
Yeah, the reflection. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was very clever. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
And then, so let's go ahead and switch it over real quick. What would you call this, a B movie or not? B or not to B?
Yeah, this is definitely a cult classic B movie.
You think so? Okay.
Oh yeah.
See, that's why this category gets a little weird, but okay. So how about your skull rating?
I'm gonna go with about 4.25.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. It was good.
Heavy score there for the heavy door.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Okay, okay. And then how about a backpack item?
Backpack item. I want to go with the steak.
Yeah, that's an easy one. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, like a ribeye or a New York cut? Or...
yeah.
Yeah, right.
I know, I was gonna say, man, you got some top sirloin.
You know the story about the steak isn't really like to kill the vampire.
Yeah.
The story goes that the vampire was already dead, so you can't really kill a vampire. So what they did was they took the steak and it would stake the vampire inside the coffin so that the vampire couldn't get up. That's where
that's some vampire lore right there.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
Yeah. The more you know.
The more you know. I feel smarter now, dude. God damn. This is why we podcast.
This is why we do this for you.
This is why we do what we do, man. This is not a game, man. How about what was it? How about did you see anybody that couldn't act? I mean, there's not too many people in the film.
No, yeah, this was solid.
Solid, yeah, for sure. And then, I mean, I would imagine you got a favorite fit. I mean, come on.
I don't want to say a favorite fit, but I like the Eddie's costume when he turns into a vampire. I'm not a vampire. When he turns into a werewolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great costume.
Okay. You sure? All right, okay. And then do you think Louis would like this movie?
Yeah, I think he would.
Yeah, I
think so.
Too. All right, well, let's move it on. I'm going to mix it up again a little bit. Let's go, let's go with Eddie. All right, Eddie Deeds.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just so tempted to do this, but I gotta.
We're all over the place here tonight, folks.
I'm just fucking around.
All right.
I had to put an end to it somehow, and that seemed like the best way to do it. All right, so in a word, how would you describe 1985's Fright Night?
Familiar.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. It's a vampire word as well. Yeah, I think that in vampire lore. Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna have to back this one up. In vampire lore, they make those like half vampires that aren't full vampires. They're called their familiars. They basically become their slaves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. I remember that. I remember that word from the Blade. The Blade movie.
Hey, first of all.
Yeah.
Don't act like you're not impressed.
All right. First of all, okay, and second of all. Anyway.
Well, that's why we do these things.
That's why we do this.
That's why we're here.
All right. So let's see, Eddie. Back to Eddie. Sorry about that. How about your favorite character?
Vampire Amy.
Yeah, that's a good
pick.
Man. That's a good pick. So you say that he was
number one.
All right, that's good. That's good. How about your favorite scene?
Oh, my favorite scene was was in the nightclub after Jerry's done with his dirty dancing and he encounters the bouncers.
Bouncers, yeah, for sure. 100%.
Oh, the bouncer scene was like,
yeah. Probably one of my favorite quotes of all the movies we've seen. I'm not gonna do it again. But
ain't get no chicken here.
You looking for chicken? You better get out this place. Right,
no, he shows him the ugly hand, and then he just turns right in the middle of the damn club. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. What about? Would you say this was a B movie or not a B movie?
You know, despite the budget and box office numbers, I mean, I'm still going to call this a B movie.
Really? Okay.
Just because of, I mean, I know it was a higher profile, higher grossing movie, but just in terms of the, kind of the execution, of it all, I mean, I kind of figure it's a B movie, and its legacy. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really leave like, you know, A tier movie legacy.
Okay. All right. Let's see. So then what about your skull rating?
I'm gonna give this a modest score of 3.25 skulls. You know, I felt this movie was better than par. I did like the effects, and I mean the story flowed for what it was, but it wasn't that exciting to me.
Yeah. Okay. All right. How about a backpack item?
My backpack would actually be like a sprayer pack full of holy water.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
There you go. You mean like to spray plants and shit?
Like a backpack sprayer. Yeah.
I like it. All right. Let's. So let's see. The backpack item. Did you see anybody that couldn't act? Didn't know they were in the film?
I didn't pay the most attention to other characters that might not have been.
Okay. Fair enough. And finally, I really need to stop smoking on the
damn, man. Yeah. Get a Halls or something, dude.
Jesus Christ, man. I better go in the hall. Hold on.
Probably got COVID.
Where were we? More than likely. Where were we? Oh, what about your favorite fit?
Oh man, that was that wasn't hard. It was Jerry's club outfit.
That's what I'm saying. Kim him over here talking about Evil Ed. Man, come on, man. Yeah, hell yeah.
Jerry came in super swag with like
fuck yeah, dude.
With the weird cut sweatshirt
dude,
and like the freaking Z Cavaricis or some shit. Like, I mean, it looked like he was wearing.
Yeah.
He came in stunting. It's like, damn.
Dude, I'm telling you,
if you were to try to walk into a club, like you wouldn't even get in the door. Like, unless,
right.
like, you know.
Serious. Oh,
fuck, man.
All right, and then finally, do you think Louis would like this movie?
Not really.
You don't think so?
No.
He hates this silly kind of shit. You know?
I think he would find it kind of hokey because there weren't like any like real signature deaths in this movie.
Yeah. Okay.
He likes as a serious type of slick.
Well, I think all of the killing for the most part takes place like it's just the chicks that are getting killed, right? That are on the news.
It's off camera.
Yeah,
it's off camera.
Okay. All right. That was Eddie. I appreciate you, Eddie. Let's see. As a matter of fact,
thank you, Eddie.
All right, let's move it on. Oh, who's left here?
Hi, I'm Brother Eric.
All right, Eric. Let's see. And I got to do this, right? I'm just fucking with you. Okay, in a word, how would you describe 1985's Fright Night? Frightening. Okay.
Frightening.
I like it. Goes well. It's a good word. How about your favorite character?
I'm gonna go with Ed.
Yeah.
He was such a goober and such a doofus.
Yeah. He was awesome.
It was great.
Yeah. Definitely. Brewster.
Brewster.
Let's see. What does he say? You're so cool, Brewster. I'm gonna get that on the soundboard.
Yeah.
Ooh,
hey, give me that $8. Give me that $8.
Hey, give me exactly right.
Give me that $8.
Remember
that's
that?
like $25 in today's money.
Yeah. Remember that? Remember that time when I died for $8 for you?
Yeah, right.
Okay. First, I was turned into the fucking goddamn vampire's fucking little brother. Anyway, how about your favorite scene?
I'm going with our minion Billy's death scene when the green blood and all that bullshit, and him turning to sand. Well, first turning into a skeleton, and then all that jazz. So I really enjoyed that scene. I thought it was well made, well done, and well executed.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
yeah, it was good. It was good. Yeah, special effects keeps coming up, but they were better than you would think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Somebody's clicking a pen. I have a pencil.
Oh, that was me. Sorry.
That's why. That's why I brought this pencil home from work. So I'd stop.
I'd
stop clicking. I'd stop clicking my pen. I was doing the same shit. Let's see. How about be or not to be?
I'm gonna go. No, I'm gonna give it an A.
Yeah. It was definitely not a B.
It's not a B movie. I mean, it made too much money.
Sure. Okay. Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason why I slightly abandoned this question, because it's a very arguable question. It could take up a lot of time. But anyway.
Sure.
How about that was that. What about your backpack guide? Oh, I'm sorry, your skull rating.
I'm gonna give it a 4. Solid 4.
Solid 4. Yeah.
Enjoyed the hell out of it. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Okay, and then how about the your backpack item?
So I'm gonna go from a different horror movie. Do you guys remember in Dusk Till Dawn when all the vampires break in and the whole crew is in the back room, kind of getting ready to take them on, and George Clooney grabs a jackhammer, I think, a gas-powered jackhammer, and shoves a wooden stake in like that, and then it it reciprocates in and out, and he's able to just stab vampires at will.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm taking that.
Excellent movie.
I'm taking that.
Yeah, that was great. All right, and what about? Did you see anybody who did not know they were in a film? Was not aware they were being filmed?
I mean, not really. Everybody was pretty solid that was on camera. I mean, that had a speaking role.
Sure.
Everybody pretty much knew what they were doing.
Yeah. Okay. And then you got a favorite fit?
Yeah, said hooker smoking the cigarette, getting out of her. Getting out of the cab. Yeah,
sure.
With that.
Hooker fit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Really like that fit. Yeah.
Okay. You can't hate it.
Can't hate it.
And then you think Louis would like this film?
I mean, maybe a little bit, but yeah, I think he would think it was not serious enough, not scary enough.
But you think?
I don't think so. No, I don't think. I think at the end of the day, he probably would like it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think he'd tolerate it and watch it.
Sure. Yeah, it wouldn't make him quit the podcast or anything.
Yeah, no, not like House.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. And who's left? There's one more. Wait. Oh, right.
Danny for Fanny, banana for Fanny, Danny.
All right. I gotta just ask. I'm just kidding. So in a word, I actually thought about this beforehand. So in a word, for the first time, I would say this is a very cookie cutter movie. It's a very cookie cutter vampire movie. It checked all the boxes. Like I was saying earlier, it checked all the boxes. It was very kind of like connect the dots, filled in all the spaces of every vampire movie, and everything you would expect from a vampire movie. My favorite character, it would probably be Ed. He was kind of annoying immediately, but once you realize, oh no, that's how he's supposed to be. That's the whole point. Then you're like, oh, okay, it's like he's kind of okay. I get it now. So I definitely go.
Shtick.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he's supposed. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. So I would say, I mean, it's safe to say.
He was number 1.
And so let's see. My favorite scene. Jeez.
I guess you didn't prepare for this one. Huh?
I didn't think about that one beforehand. I mean, I would say the bouncer scene. I think did somebody pick that already, right? The bouncer. Eddie picked it, right? Yeah. The bouncer scene was pretty awesome, and it's one of my favorite quotes of all time. I won't do it again, I promise. But let's see. So that was my favorite scene character. So this is where we get into it. This is not a B movie. This is a huge. I remember when this movie came out in the theater, and it was huge. It's not a B movie. This is a block. I mean, I would say this movie lived in a world where maybe the Blockbuster hadn't. And I'm not talking about the video rental place, but just a time when the whole concept of blockbusters wasn't as big as it became, but it was kind of a blockbuster for its time. It was a big deal. Everybody was going out to see this movie. So I definitely don't think it's a B movie. Like I said, it can be very arguable. My rating, I'd say it's about a 3.5. I give it a little bit better than somebody gave it. I think Kimmy gave it a 3.2. I give it about a 3.5. It was,
I gave it a 3.2.
Yeah,
okay.
I gave it a 4.25.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, I'm not typing this stuff up as we go, so I can't tell what everybody said. And I know you're thinking.
That's what she said.
But, it is what it is. But, yeah, so that was, so as far as, 3.5. And as far as my backpack item, I think it's just kind of, you know what I'd go with? Yeah, man, see, I was going to say steak, but then Eric upped the game, and he went with super steak, reciprocal steak, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and say steak. I mean, it only makes sense, right? Makes perfect sense.
Some garlic or a cross.
Yeah. I mean, even Eddie's idea was good too, like maybe, I got it here, just to get myself an original. I'll go ahead with like a super soaker full of holy water. Boom.
There you go.
Hey, they use that in Dust Till Dawn as well.
Yeah, exactly.
They had condoms and the super soaker.
Yeah.
And that was the kid grabbed that one.
Yeah, for sure. That was a great movie. So anybody did not know they were in a movie? This is my clever answer. I think the guy in the kitchen that was trying to cook, not really, he was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, we're making a movie. He was like, get the fuck out of my kitchen, I don't think he knew they were making a film. As far as favorites, fit, when the cops showed up, right, and fucking Jerry comes out in the black turtleneck with the fucking slacks and everything, that's my favorite fit for sure. He looked. All he needed was glasses and a pipe, and he could look like some dude should have like a '50s like family TV show kind of thing, I think Louis would like this movie. I mean, it's kind of a classic. I think he'd like it. That's my opinion on everything. Did anybody else have anything to add? If not, let's get into somebody needs to pick a movie. I believe this week's pick landed on Eddie. So Eddie, you have the pick of the week, and what is the movie we'll be watching this week?
Yes, sir. All right. I don't think it's too early for a Christmas movie, so I went with 1980s Christmas Evil.
All right. Never even heard of it. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. Let's take a look at this. Christmas Evil.
I told you he'd be happy that we remembered him.
This Christmas, Santa's going to make everyone happy. The grown-ups and the kids. Christmas Evil. The non-believers.
Watch out!
And the screamers. And this Christmas, you better believe in Santa, or he'll slay you.
Merry Christmas, Frank.
Christmas Evil, the night he dropped in.
All right, and that was the trailer for, was it 1980s Christmas Evil? Before we go, my name is Heavy Door Dan, the Ganja Zombie, the original Babylon John, Pumpkinhead's Junk in the Flesh, and thanks for listening once again to tonight's episode, which was 1985's Fright Night. Check us out on the streamers, wherever you find podcasts. Right now, I believe we're on Spotify, iTunes podcast app, as well as... what is that other thing called?
YouTube.
Yeah, well, we're on YouTube as well as I think iHeartRadio, which apparently is something a lot of people have mentioned to me that they use for podcasts. So I checked, and apparently it is on there. So thanks again for listening. But before we go, let's go around the room. Eddie D, do you have anything to say to the people before we go home?
iHeartRadio still exists.
Yeah, no doubt, right? Oh, right.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, thanks for joining us, everybody. Please like, follow, share, subscribe, comment. I don't know, man. Go on the pod and go on one of our sites and comment that we're ugly. I don't care, man. Just give us some feedback.
Yeah,
something. You know what I mean? Like,
anything.
You sound like shit. I mean, I'd love it. But anyway, thanks for joining us once again. Please continue to watch these wild and crazy horror films and keep joining us. And we'll see you next time.
All right. And how about Kim Ham? Excuse me. I'm sorry, Eddie. Damn it, Eric. Good God.
Yeah, everybody, thanks for joining us tonight, and everybody stay scary.
Everybody stay scary. Thank you, sir. Sorry about that. Kim Ham, do you have anything to say to the people before we go home tonight?
Yeah, thanks for joining, everyone. Had a great time. See you guys next week.
All right. Once again, my name is Heavy Door Dan. Thanks for listening. And as we like to say around here, always assume that the call is coming from inside of the house.
The Heavy Door Horror Podcast.
Everything is garbage.
Don't act like you're not impressed.